Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the English Daily Book Summary YouTube channel. In order to not stop learning, listen to an English book summary every day for free.
Rod Judkins. Ideas are your only currency. 100 creative projects to open your mind and inspire great ideas. In the 1440s, Johannes Gutenberg unveiled his printing press. Over the following centuries, Europe adapted to the innovation as books became accessible to the masses and literacy levels rose. We're not in the Renaissance anymore. Change hits fast these days, and today's innovations transform the landscape at light speed. What once took generations to absorb now demands immediate adaptation. This rapid pace leaves no buffer zone between the new and the now. This reality makes one thing crystal clear. You can't future-proof your career with certainty anymore. Your best asset isn't what you know. It's your ability to create fresh ideas when everything else shifts beneath your feet. Knowledge expires quickly. Skills become outdated before you've even mastered them. But creativity never goes stale. Great ideas maintain their value when everything else depreciates. You need to become an ideas person, someone who generates solutions when others only see problems. The selection of creativity exercises in this blink are designed to keep your imagination nimble, responsive, and ready for action. They'll strengthen your creative muscles, making you adaptable in a world where adaptation isn't just helpful, but essential. Tackle technology. From flint arrowheads to smartphones, humans have always made technology, but it's a reciprocal relationship. Technology also makes us. It shapes our behaviors, thought patterns, and social structures. The technologies we use aren't just neutral tools, they actively shape the content they deliver and how we perceive it. Too many of us have become addicted to technology without engaging with it critically. We've become tools of our technology rather than making technology our tools. Let's flip that relationship with these 3 creativity exercises. First up, design with personality. The most memorable technology has a distinct personality. Think of the Volkswagen Beetle with its friendly, rounded silhouette, or the elegant, balanced posture of the Anglepoise lamp. Ask any design enthusiast about the world's most iconic lemon squeezer, and they'll point to Philippe Starck's Juicy Salif, resembling a cross between an alien and a daddy-long-legged spider. What makes it unforgettable is how it embodies Starck's personal obsessions: space rockets, anatomy, and aluminum. So now think about what your top 3 design influences are. Perhaps they're Art Deco architecture, underwater creatures, and vintage maps. Now, think about how you might incorporate these elements to design a unique cheese grater. And here's the second exercise: old formats, new designs. Historical formats can inspire fresh innovation. Consider how e-readers mimic the form of physical books while adding new functionality. Since the 12th century, noble families have distinguished themselves through heraldry, visual coats of arms featuring symbolic colors, animals, and objects that communicated a family's values, history, and aspirations. These weren't just decorative, they served as visual identity in an era before widespread literacy. Imagine Bill Gates needs a coat of arms. What symbols would represent his legacy? And finally, for this section, technology critique. Does technology control us rather than serve us? Throughout history, humans have resisted technology's encroachment with mixed results. What technology disturbs you today, and why? Design a protest placard that effectively communicates your concerns. Perhaps it's facial recognition, algorithmic news feeds, or surveillance advertising. How might you visually capture the essence of your critique? Time can be on your side. Are you always racing against time? Does it seem to slip through your fingers? Time is the rarest and most valuable commodity we have. That's why social media platforms try to capture our time, and why we're addicted to productivity apps designed to claw it back. While you can't get more time than you're allotted, you can change how you work with it. These 3 exercises are designed to do just that. Let's start with reimagining relativity. Einstein's theory of relativity is one of the most groundbreaking concepts uncovered in recent history. At its core, it tells us that time isn't fixed, but relative to the observer's motion. Someone traveling near the speed of light experiences time passing more slowly than someone standing still. This fundamentally changed understanding of time from an absolute, universal constant to something flexible that bends and stretches depending on gravity and velocity. Despite its revolutionary nature, relativity is often presented in dense, intimidating textbooks. Your challenge: design a book cover for Einstein's theory of relativity that properly conveys how thrilling it truly is. Make it exciting, accessible, and true to the concept's world-changing significance. Now let's reinvent infinity. Infinity is awe-inspiring. We glimpse it in the northern lights, teeming stars, and vast oceans. When we brush up against the endless, it creates a profound experience. Yet our current symbol for infinity, the horizontal figure-8 loop, hardly captures this magnificence. Your task? Design a new logo for infinity. What should endlessness look like? And now, your final creative act. What do we do when we come to the end of our allotted time? Conventional funeral options can seem uninspiring. Some iconoclasts approach this differently. Hunter S. Thompson had his ashes shot out of a cannon in a spectacular fireworks display. Mark Gruenwald of Marvel Comics had his ashes mixed into printing ink that was used to create a comic book, literally becoming part of his life's work. Your challenge is to devise your own inventive way to handle your remains that reflects who you are and what matters to you. This final creative act could be poignant, playful, or purposeful, but make it authentically yours. Explode the binary. Rich or poor, happy or sad. Our increasingly polarized society encourages us to ignore nuance and think in black and white binaries. But ideas and creativity thrive in shades of gray. Let's overturn binary thinking with these exercises designed to nurture more flexible thought patterns. First, embrace the hybrid. Genetic engineers are experimenting with hybridization by combining 2 seemingly disparate entities. We now have fluorescent rats that glow green in the dark because they've been injected with jellyfish genes. And scientists are developing pigs with human-compatible hearts that can be used for life-saving transplants. Your creative challenge is to design your own hybrid creature, starting with a hamster as your foundation. What unexpected organism might you combine it with? Consider what problems your hybrid might solve, or what new perspectives it might offer. Sketch it out, name it, and describe its unique characteristics and behaviors. Now, let's say bye-bye to Bauhaus. The Bauhaus School of Architecture was all about rules and straight lines. Even their cutlery design followed strict formulas. The results? Cities full of rigid geometry that many find alienating despite their efficiency. Your task? Break the rules and design a city that resists straight lines and enhances human connection. How might buildings curve to create natural gathering spaces? Could pathways meander like rivers rather than forming grid systems? Sketch your vision of a flowing, connection-oriented cityscape that defies the tyranny of the straight line. And now, bridge the divide. East versus West. 2 cultural spheres that often seem worlds apart. But are they really so distant? The Bosphorus Strait in Turkey links Europe and Asia at just a few hundred meters at its narrowest point. Your challenge is to design a bridge to link these 2 continents. How will your visual language represent both Eastern and Western cultural elements? Consider how your design could symbolize cultural connection rather than division. The future is now. Are you excited by the future or apprehensive? Either way, you're going to end up there. And the best way to take control is to shape it rather than being shaped by it. The world of tomorrow already exists in the heads of today's visionaries. Let's design the future through these exercises. First, consider the 10,000-year nuclear dustbin. Most architects rarely design buildings to last longer than 100 years without needing modernization. But nuclear waste presents a unique challenge. It needs to be stored securely for 10,000 years, far longer than any human-made structure has ever lasted. So your challenge is to design a nuclear waste storage facility that will remain secure, understood, and functional for 10 millennia. How will you warn future civilizations about the dangers within, especially if languages and symbols evolve beyond recognition? What materials will withstand not just weather and earthquakes, but potential societal collapse and rebuilding? Now let's think about reviving the floppy disk. Planned obsolescence is designing objects with intentionally limited lifespans, like smartphones with batteries that can't be replaced. Future-proofing is the opposite, ensuring a design remains relevant and functional indefinitely. For this exercise, use design elements to revive and future-proof the obsolete floppy disk. How might this storage medium be reimagined for contemporary use? Consider its iconic shape, nostalgic value, and potential new functions. Finally, what might be the future's future? The 1950s and 60s imagined a future of flying cars and robot maids. Think the Jetsons. Their vision reflected the technological aspirations and societal values of their time. Your creative challenge is to project yourself 100 years into the future. Then imagine how people in that time frame conceptualize their future. What would people in 2124 imagine for 2224? Consider how their hopes, fears, and assumptions would differ from ours, shaped by events and technologies we can't even imagine yet. Imagine reality. John Lennon once said that reality leaves a lot to the imagination. So much of what we take to be reality, from the colors we see to the social structures we navigate, are at least partially subjective constructions. Your beliefs and values are shaped by culture, society, media, and advertising, often without your conscious awareness. These 3 exercises are designed to prompt you to go deeper and look for the true reality behind the illusions. Exercise 1. The Transformation Pill. Design a pill that can change one thing about yourself, not physically, but perceptually. What single shift in perspective would transform how you experience the world? Perhaps it's a pill that removes cultural conditioning around beauty standards, or one that lets you see electromagnetic fields normally invisible to humans. Consider these questions. What is this pill called? How is it packaged? What warnings might come with it? What would the side effects be when you begin to perceive reality differently from those around you? Now, design both the physical appearance of the pill and describe the experience of taking it. This exercise challenges you to identify which aspects of your reality might actually be constructed perceptions. Exercise 2. The Zombie Cure Kit. You are surrounded by zombies, people who do nothing but sleep, eat, commute, work, commute, watch television, sleep again. Their lives follow predictable patterns within systems they rarely question. Design a zombie cure kit intended to snap them out of this automated reality. What does the kit contain? How does each element work to interrupt habitual patterns and foster genuine awareness? Package your kit and write instructions that explain how breaking through these illusions might lead to a more authentic experience of reality. Exercise 3. The Reality Filter Machine. Design a machine that can filter out one aspect of consensual reality and replace it with something else. Would your machine remove advertising from visual perception? Replace status symbols with indicators of actual utility? Make visible the environmental impact of everyday objects? Sketch your machine's appearance and interface. This exercise helps you identify which aspects of collective reality might be arbitrary constructs rather than necessary truths. Add value. Wall Street would have us believe that value lies in abstract numbers, portfolios, and debts. Our society commodifies everything and makes us believe that what's most valuable can be bought. But you Determine where your real values are and how much energy you pour into them. These final 3 exercises will help you reframe what you think of as valuable. Our first exercise, the honest banknote. Banknotes are part of the fabric of everyday life. Typically, they show national values through great figures and historically significant moments, like presidents, founding fathers, and architectural landmarks. But what are the real values that drive your country? Design a banknote for your country of origin that reflects what you feel its actual values are. Be as subversive as you dare. Next up, the Failure Award. Failure is not an option is a phrase etched in the collective psyche since NASA's Apollo 13 mission, when flight director Gene Kranz rallied his team to bring the damaged spacecraft home safely. But perhaps our most costly failure is our obsession with success. Failure is good. It's how we learn, discover unexpected paths, build resilience, and often find our most creative solutions. Design an award that celebrates failure. What would it look like? Who would receive it? Consider how your awards ceremony might reframe our cultural narrative around setbacks and create space for the necessary stumbles on the path to innovation. And lastly, let's consider value transformation. Remember that value is a perception. Take something nearly valueless, like a $1 plastic bucket, and with no budget, adapt it into something perceived as valuable. Could you transform it into a designer lamp, an art piece with social commentary, a solution to a common household problem? Document your process and present your creation with the language and context that typically surrounds luxury items. In this blink to Ideas Are Your Only Currency by Rod Judkins, you've learned that creative thinking is the essential skill for adapting to rapid technological change and maintaining career relevance. Exercises that challenge binary thinking, reimagine everyday concepts, and question perceived reality help develop innovative problem-solving abilities. By designing speculative solutions to complex problems and redefining value systems, you can shape the future rather than being passively shaped by it. Okay, that's it for this blink. We hope you enjoyed it. If you can, please take the time to leave us a rating. We always appreciate your feedback. See you in the next blink.